So by the power vested in me by Dawn, or in Dawn by me, I claim the life of this innocent Starmie EX. And that, ladies and gents, is how you make your opponent rage quit and get the win in the bag. Oh, one more thing, I've also found a way to get a good image on my deck list. So, if you want to see more of that, don't forget to slap the button so hard just like your friends used to sub you were a naughty kid. And sub to the channel for free so you never miss out on awesome Pokemon Pocket content just like this. Now let's begin. This is the deck that I want to play the most, but sadly, it's the deck that I was able to create last. It's the Infernape Ex deck. Let's take a quick look at it. With just 2 fire energy, with Flare Blitz, you do 140 damage. Yeah, this is insane. But there is one catch. You discard all energy from this Pokemon. It's unlike Charizard. You do a big attack, you discard 2 energies. Nope. With Infernape, no matter how many energies you got on him, you have to discard all of them. So you cannot go for like early game Moltres energy searches and then bam, give your Charizard like 10 energy and then you pretty much never run out of energy to attack. But with Infernape, yeah, you cannot stockpile stuff just like that. But anyways, there are different ways to work around that, and we'll get into that later. So just realize this, Infernape has 170 HP. You're not getting taken out by pretty much anything except a Charizard, so you just sit tight and relax. Usually, Infernape can come in, go for a Flare Blitz, and then switch out, build up your fire energy again, and attack later. The best partner that our Infernape has is the Moltres EX. It's pretty much just like a Charizard or Arcanine deck, where you go for Moltres early, slap 1 energy on, Inferno Dance, and speed up the whole energy process. But then, do not sleep on the Heat Blast. Say you go second. First turn, you Inferno Dance, get some energies, preferably at least 2 onto your Chimchar. And then next turn, if your opponent has a basic Pokemon in the active spot and is not able to evolve it, then you go for one of the most important cards in this deck, Dawn. You attach 1 more energy to your Moltres, go for the Dawn, so immediately you can attack for 70 on your second turn. So it's just so amazing. Most of the basic Pokemon that wants to evolve does not have enough health to withstand that attack. So you can claim 1 point very early on, and it actually helps Infernape a lot. Infernape can pretty much go for, I would say, 2 attacks per game. So if you get that early kill off, even if your opponent does not play any Pokemon EXs, you can just take the game very easily with Infernape. So now let's take a look at the other cards. Dawn, as mentioned, it could be used early on to take a very, very unexpected KO, just like we talked about. But then late in the game, you have to make sure you can attach energy to your Infernape as quick as possible. And with Dawn, you can actually say, okay, attack with the Infernape, you discard all energy, right? Then you can manually attach it next turn to your Infernape, then use Dawn to move any leftover energies on Moltres or maybe the other Chimchar right onto the Infernape, so it can attack again the next turn. You don't have to switch it out. But even if you had to switch it out, it's actually great because Infernape has 0 retreat cost. So even if you have to go back to the bench and wait, then you don't lose out on any energies. So that is actually very, very nice design on this card's part, which makes Infernape so flexible and strong as well. Now let's take a quick look at the deck profile. Of course, as on the left-hand side, I found a good way to make a good image on that, so definitely slap a like if you enjoy this. Okay, first off, it's the cute little Chimchar. With just 1 fire energy, it deals 20, which is not bad at all. But I would suggest you do not do that. Okay, unless you really have to. Say against a grass type deck, or if you just draw one Chimchar, then okay, fine. But most of the time, you want the Moltres in the active spot. Monferno, though, with just one fire energy, you hit for 30. So sometimes it's okay to go for an attack on your Monferno just to chip your opponent down, especially with some of those that have more HP than 140. So if your Infernape cannot one-shot them, then it's gonna be a problem, right? So this extra attack could make a huge difference. Say on anything with 150 HP, like Palkia, Dialga, or you know what? Maybe something with 140 HP like a Darkrai with a Cape. Yeah, Cape is your Infernape's worst nightmare, but with an extra attack, you can get around that. So Infernape we talked about, 140 damage. And then of course, Moltres, or as people like to call it, the Fire Chicken. And also, I'm just gonna skip to the Rocky Helmet real quick. So with Rocky Helmet, you do 20 chip damage if they hit you. So it's actually really good to slap onto Moltres, because it's kind of like the meat shield of this deck. If they hit you with any attack, they're gonna get chipped, and it's easier for your Infernape to finish them off. Then let's go back to X speed. Okay, I know some of the decks you see online do not have this, but it's so important that you get your Chimchar out of the active spot and switch into your Moltres. Because sometimes, yeah, this deck only runs 4 basic Pokemon, so half of the times you have the Chimchar and the active spot. Oh, actually, no. It's a little less than that, but sometimes if you get very unlucky and you have the Chimchar in the active spot only at the start, then you have to use Pokeballs research to draw your Moltres. Then if you do, you can X-speed out into your Moltres, so you don't have to waste an energy for the retreat cost. And of course, Pokeball, Professor's Research, just standard in any deck, add those. And Pokemon Communication. Yeah, this thing is very important in decks that run multiple Pokemon, especially the stage 2s. It makes the decks a lot more consistent. I'm only running 1 because a lot of times I think if you draw 2 communications early, it just clogs your hand and is completely useless. So I don't really like that. And even late game, if you have 2 communications, you don't really do much with it. And then this Giovanni. Again, very important that you hit the 150 mark, because a lot of the strong things in the meta has 150. So you ought to get that 150 off when you need it. Then of course Dawn, the superstar of the game. If they do not expect a Dawn, then they are in for a really rough time. You can get a lot of surprise wins with your Dawn. If they don't play around it, they are toast. And even if they tried to, it's almost impossible to stop an Infernape that attacks twice in a row. Then again, Sabrina, just to drag anything out. I'm not actually running Cyrus, because sometimes it's tough to get damage onto your opponents with this deck. So I'm going to run Sabrina, just in case, you know, they only run like 1 or 2 bench Pokemon. You can drag that out very easily. So, Leaf. Again, if you want to preserve energy into your Moltres, and then you can go for a Dawn next turn, sometimes you really need this Leaf. So this is how we compose our deck. And now let's jump right into some games and see how good this really is. Okay, we are against the tournament first place deck. Oh, okay, I have already uploaded a video on that deck, so if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go and check that out. Okay, so this deck is not very easy to deal with. I mean, the top 3 places guys are all running this deck, so it's good for a reason. And just with the Darkrai chip, the Magnezone can KO Moltres in one shot. But anyways, it doesn't matter. The important thing is we can KO them with our Infernape. That is if they don't got a cape. So 2 energy accelerated, which isn't bad at all. I wonder what this guy can do with this deck. Oh no, they're grabbing our Chimchar. Not a bad idea though. They just want to get some chip damage off, and then late game they can use Cyrus to drag out our Infernape. With one more of that Darkrai damage, they can kill us off. Okay, we have 170 health, so they have to chip us 3 times before the Magnezone can kill us. So that's why they are working on it as soon as possible. So right now, they got a cape on the Darkrai, making it unKOable by our Infernape. So that was a smart play on their part. Yeah, at this point I was thinking, should I go into Moltres, Dawn, and do the damage? But since we cannot KO them with Moltres with 2 hits, I'm just gonna stay in, do 30 damage. This is a little risky though. If they run a potion, then I cannot KO them without the Giovanni. But of course, I could top deck the Giovanni, that's why I made this call. Anyway, I don't think many people run potions now because of the 20 card system. You just don't get to, put potion in because a lot of good cards are competing for the slots. So no potion, which means we are in the clear. And we do top deck the Giovanni. So even if he got that potion off, we would have killed him. So yeah, this is very, very standard from now on. We Flare Blitz, so without a Darkrai, that Magnezone can never KO us. So at this point of the game, I was calculating, okay, so it can actually kill off my Infernape with one more Darkrai EX, the manual attachment, and then evolve into Magnezone. And then, ooh, I almost pooped my pants. But when I saw him attached to Magnezone, I knew I was in the clear. If he had another Darkrai EX and attached the Dark-type energy, then it would have been a big problem. But now, this is how you win games with this deck, guys. Okay, of course I could have just wished out and waited. But nope, I'm just going to get this guy very easily with the Flare Blitz. Yep, the power of Dawn is so great. There's nothing the opponents can do. So there we go, guys. This is the simplest way to win with Infernape. Just use the Dawn. Even if you had to, you can retreat out. But that's a story for another day. If you like the content, don't forget to sub for free and stay tuned and slap the opponents so hard. Now let's jump right into some more games and see how we clobber more opponents. So if you have enjoyed this deck, don't forget to slap the button so hard just like your parents used to slap you when you were a naughty kid, and sub the channel for free for more awesome Pokemon Pocket content. Now peace out.